Hello everyone, I'm back in Assetto Corsa Competizione and it's thanks to you. I really appreciated all the tips, advice and support you guys gave me after my ACC disaster a few weeks ago. As a result, I'm returning to Low Fuel Motorsport for this week's Coach Dave GT3 Sprint, feeling far more positive. And I'm not last on the grid either. P15 out of 27 isn't brilliant, but it's a big improvement on last time. And I'm only 2/10 shy of the top 10. Will I survive? Will I thrive? We'll find out over the next 25 minutes at Oulton Park. Let's get it on. It's a really narrow circuit, Oulton Park, and nowhere is tighter than turn one, lap one. We're going to try and force our way up the inside. There's contact with the black McLaren of Arslan, but we just about get through there. I think Arslan's okay as well. Yes, he is. He's still in front of me. And now Jose almost attacking up the inside. We're going to have to leave him space, and there's a Mercedes that spun on the inside. Almost tried to get out of his way. There was contact with me. I think Almost has just about saved it. Oh, that was close. We've survived by the skin of our teeth there, coming through Cascades. And I said as the lights went green how narrow this circuit is. It's so difficult in these GT3 cars. Going too wide is a challenge. We've just gone through 2 corners, 3 wide, and we've lived to tell the tale. We haven't gained or lost any positions. We're still in 15th, which is exactly where we lined up on the grid. I'll certainly take that at this stage as we work our way through Britons for the first time. We're hot on the heels of Arslan in that black McLaren. We've already traded some paint with him on this opening lap. In front of him, Felix Willy in 13th and Riyad Harkazi in 12th. Right behind, Mary Fabrice in the Ferrari in 16th. Jose Almost 17th. Luigi Trepicchioni 18th. What a frantic first lap it's been. I knew it was going to be crowded out there. However, we are just seeing a little gap opening up, 0.5 of a second, both in front and behind now. So let's go back and check out a replay of the start. We can see just how lucky we were to survive these first couple of corners. It was actually me who took a little bit of a risk in T1, trying to get up the inside of Arslan. I felt that gap was there, and as you know from recent videos, I am trying to be a bit more aggressive in my driving. We weren't able to make that pass, and then at the next turn, watch that number 23 Mercedes. Oscar Jimenez gets absolutely drilled from behind by the Ferrari of Joachim Noll. Let's watch that again on board with Noll. We can see the battle in front. Look at Hugo Holgado on the right, taking way too much of the curb. Jimenez manages to avoid Holgado, but he's got no chance of surviving the hit from behind by Noller, and then that caused even more carnage behind. Luckily, we just about got through okay. We did suffer a little clip from Jose Almost there, but nothing too bad. However, other drivers not so lucky. Back to the live action then, start of lap 2, and we're beginning to see a little bit of a gap open up behind. I'm relieved to see that. 1 second now back to Mary Fabrice in 16th position, so we can concentrate fully on chasing that black McLaren of Arslan, who's really wide through Cascades. That's going to cost him some speed on exit as we approach the island bend. I'm going to be able to reel him in here, probably not close enough to consider making a move, but we can put him under pressure. The yellow flags are out as well. Have we lost someone in the hairpin? Yes, we have. Tommy Heinze, 5th on the grid. Heinze was. He has crashed out. And I don't even need to see the replay to know exactly what happened to Heinze. We'll take a look anyway, because it's a mistake I and many other drivers have made at Oulton Park. The second you clip the grass coming out of Island Bend, it's game over. You're headed towards the barriers. So that mistake from Heinze promoted us up to 14th position. We're returning to the live action towards the end of lap 2, and look at that gap back to Mary Fabrice in 15th. It's now 2.5 seconds, so we are making really good progress here. We're all over the rear end of Arslan too. We're looking really good here. I'm feeling comfortable. The tyres are working, and the car feels so much better to drive than it did at Zolder last time out a few weeks ago. That race was the first race I did since the 1.9 update in ACC, and I had no idea there was such a dramatic change to tyre pressure and setup requirements. At Zolder, I was still aiming towards the old 27.7 PSI, and I just couldn't understand why the car had suddenly become so undrivable. But thanks to all the comments from you guys, you let me know that I now need to aim for low to mid 26s, and so far it is working because I feel so much more competitive. Okay, we're still down in 14th position, but at least I'm holding my own with these guys now, which is a far cry from what happened at Zolder a few weeks ago. It looks like there's a bit of a battle erupting for 11th position between Pierre Rothmeister and Felix Willy. There's another car in the gravel to the left, or another rejoining to the right. We have to adjust our steering at the last moment to get by. We've gained a few positions there. What on earth went on Oh, it's going to be exactly the same mistake as we saw a lap ago at Island Bend. Oh, this time Dmitry Samsonov careered back onto the track and has taken John Wick with him. Wick had no chance there. On board with Wick now. Samsonov in front, out onto the grass. Samsonov was fourth on the grid, so that's another one of the front runners who's crashed out. Oh, that is a big one. Back to the live action, approaching Hislop chicane. That incident has put us up into 12th position. The leaderboard doesn't show it yet, but it will update shortly, and we are all over the rear end of Arslan once again, but it's the same old story. There's just no room to pass. I move to the outside, coming up over Clay Hill, but again, we've run out of tarmac. We've got to tuck back in behind that black McLaren. Meanwhile, behind us, there's still nothing to worry about. Trepicchione is in 13th. He's nearly 3 seconds back, and I do feel that I'm faster than Arslan in front. I want to get past him as soon as I can here, because I feel now like I've got the pace to run with William Rethmeyer. I think I can challenge for a top 10 here if I can just get around this McLaren. That is going to be easier said than done as we begin lap 4 into T1. If I can get a good run through here, I may be able to challenge for much faster. But Arslan's going to defend. That's going to send me to the outside. I won't have much hope of getting around here through Cascades on the outside. So once again, we have to back off. Can we get a faster exit? Yes, we can. Can we challenge up the inside of Island Bend? This is not a place I want to pass, but I may not have any other option now. I'm going to back out of that one. There just wasn't the room. The reward wasn't worth the risk on lap 4 of this race. So we're going to have to come up with another plan. Let's check out the replay. We can see how close it was. I almost got alongside, but yeah, just ran out of road. And that is exactly the difficulty you face when racing GT3s at Oulton Park. There are parts of this circuit where you can go too wide, but all of a sudden you can run out of road very, very quickly. Speaking of running out of road, it looks like Arslan has finally made a mistake. The pressure's got to him. Well, earlier in the race we highlighted how easy it was to get sucked out onto the grass at Island Bend, and it is equally easy to do it here at Druids. Arslan out onto the grass loses several positions. Well, on the very next lap, we're going to see another driver make exactly the same mistake at Druids. Watch Pierre Rethmeyer in the Ferrari ahead. He's out into the gravel. He manages to get it back on track a bit quicker than Arslan did, but it's cost him so much speed. He had a 2-second advantage over me now. That's been wiped out as we charge in to try and put him under some pressure. Meanwhile, look in the rearview mirror. We've got Trepicchione for company as well. We're suddenly in a 3-way battle for the top 10 here. Starting lap 6, we're not even halfway through this race, and already we're knocking on the door of the top 10 through turn 1. We're so much faster than Rethmeyer, but we've got nowhere to go. We have to lift, or else we would have run into the back of him. That's killed our momentum. But I really do feel that I've got more pace than these guys around me now. Okay, let's check out the replay to see the mistake that Rethmeyer made. Another victim of Druids. We'll see him run out wide, miss the apex. All 4 tyres on the grass. He did really well to get back on track as quickly as he did there. Back to the live action. We're in to Hislop chicane. Halfway through lap 6. Rethmeyer's got a 0.5 of a second advantage, but the Ferrari's quicker through this section. He's eked out a 10th or 2. He's out onto the curb. So are we. Oh, that was a big hit. That was a really rough ride over that curb. We don't want to be hitting that one again. Next up is Druids. We saw Rethmeyer make a mess of it a lap ago. He's got it equally wrong here. He's lost control. He's onto the inside. We lift momentarily just to see where he's going. That opened up a gap on the outside, and we're able to charge through. Look at almost in the rearview mirror. He's up the inside too. He's almost up the inside of me in the final turn. We managed to hold on, and as we charge down the start-finish straight, we are up into the top 10. Let's check out a replay of this second mistake in Druids from Rethmeyer. He manages to stay clear of the grass on the outside, but he gets a slide on. There's a bit of oversteer. That costs him 2 positions. I've got past already. Now watch Olmos behind. He makes the move up the inside. He suddenly thinks he might be able to get 2 positions. We slam the door shut. Great racing at Oulton Park. Fast forward to lap 9 and look at the progress we're making now. 3 laps ago we were 3 seconds behind Felix William 9th. Now we're just 0.3 of a second behind. We are gaining fast. We've also got clear sight now of Joachim Noll in 8th too. His Ferrari just 1 second down the road, so we're looking really good here. But look at the rearview mirror. We're also dragging Jose Olmos along as well. We are in a proper battle for the top 10 here. And the fact that we've gained so rapidly on Willie over the previous few laps shows me that I've got the pace to challenge here. I was 0.7 of a second faster last time around. We're starting lap 10 now. We've still got 10 minutes of the race left. That is ample time to mount a challenge for this 9th position. There's a back marker who's just rejoined in front of Nola. That could throw a spanner into the works. Look how close we all are now. 0.2 of a second behind Willie. Look at Olmos in the rearview mirror. 0.3 of a second back. Olmos is ready to strike here. We're closing in on Willie. Olmos making a move up the inside into the hairpin. We've got to leave him space. Oh, there's contact. We're out onto the grass. Maybe we didn't leave him enough space. And that is going to allow Willie to make a break for it. He's restored that 3-second advantage. Let's look at it again. Watch Olmos behind me. He's going to make a move up the inside. I knew he was there. I tried to leave him space. Oh, look, Olmos out onto the grass, which caused him to lose control. And he slid right into me. Nothing I could do there, but fair play to Olmos. He waited for me to rejoin in front of him. So yeah, Felix Willie must have been delighted to see that 3-second advantage restored. However, he was only going to hold on to it for less than half a lap. He's going to become the latest victim of Druid's Corner here. Look for the cloud of dust. Willie is out onto the grass. He's rejoined him, but we are gassing it now. We've got an opportunity to snatch this 9th position once again. Can we throw it up the inside? We're not quite close enough, but Willie's still completely out of shape. He's run wide again, and yes, we are going to be able to tuck it up the inside into 9th position. We'll almost get by through. I'm glancing to the rearview mirror, and yes, he has. Almost up to 10th. Okay, let's look at this mistake again. It's one that we've seen time and time again. If you miss the apex into Druids, you get sucked out onto the grass on the outside, and it costs you valuable time. At this point, I wondered if I had enough speed to get past Willie before the final turn. I didn't, but I shaped to the inside anyway, and Willie, whether that spooked him a little bit, whether he had dirty tyres, probably a mixture of the two, he runs out wide again, and we both get past. Rejoining the live action now on lap 12. We've got 6 minutes of the race left. We're still in 9th position. Olmos is going nowhere. He's still within 0.5 of a second behind. Yellow flags are right ahead though. Have we lost Joachim Noel, who was 3 seconds clear? No, we haven't lost Noel, but we have lost Riyad Harkati. He was in the top 5. Now what's happened to Harkati? It's going to be another one of these island bend mistakes. Yeah, he's out onto the grass. He's way out onto the grass. I suspect he was spooked by the car sizing up a move on the inside. So that promoted us up to 8th, and then things would get better at the end of the lap. This is Mika Vredenbrecht, who was in 4th position, but he got a drive-through penalty. So that is going to promote us up to 7th. And as we rejoin the live action with just 3 minutes of the race left, we're sitting pretty in 7th position, and we are gaining fast on Joachim Noller in 6th. He was 3 seconds clear. Now that gap just 1.2 seconds, so we're gaining fast. Look in the rearview mirror as we come through Britons. We're going to lose Jose Olmos. He gets it all wrong through the chicane, so there's a bit of breathing room behind all of a sudden. Yeah, almost clearly pushing hard to try and stick with me. He's also defending against Felix Willie, and he just carries a bit too much speed into that chicane. It's only a small mistake, but boy, is it a costly one. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions lost. Which brings us to the final lap of the race. We're still 1.1 seconds behind Joachim Noller in 6th. Can we close that gap? We're going to get one more go at it. If we're going to finish in the top 6, we need to push, but we also need to be sensible, because Felix Willie is just 1 second behind. Any mistake will be costly here, but a top 6 is not beyond the realms of possibility, particularly if Noller makes a mistake, which he has done through Cascades. He's missed the apex completely. That has cost him about 1 second. Look at that gap come right down, just 0.3 of a second behind the 6th place man now. Can we mount a challenge? Meanwhile, behind, it looks like we're starting to gap Felix Willie. He's now 1.6 seconds back, so we've got a bit of breathing room behind us to challenge the Ferrari in front. We are all over the rear spoiler now. Can we get into the top 6 with half a lap to go here at Oulton Park? We've got to get Britain's spot on. It looked like Noller took a little bit too much of the curb, but it hasn't cost him any exit speed. He's maintaining that 0.2 of a second advantage. Next up is Hislops. I feel like I'm a bit quicker than Noller, but not quick enough to make a pass, so I think we might be relying on the Ferrari man making a mistake over these final few corners. We've seen so many drivers make a complete mess of Druids. That's the next corner we're coming up to. Will Noller hold his nerve, or can we pressure him into making a mistake into Druids then? Here we go now. Noller's holding that inside line. He's made the apex. He's quick on the gas. So now we're pinning all our hopes on the final turn. Really make a mistake into this tricky right-hander. Another corner where it's so easy to miss the apex. No, Noller's really smooth through there. So Noller is going to claim 6th position. We are going to cross the line in 7th. Well, what a huge difference a little tyre pressure adjustment makes. I was like a different driver in this race compared to Zolder last time out. This is the race winner, Hayden Sweet, taking the checkered flag by just 2 seconds from Mattis Crusher in second and Cameron McKendrick in third. Here are the classified results then, and there we are in 7th position. I am delighted with that. I was so despondent after that Zolder race, really fed up. I couldn't believe how bad I was, but it's so reassuring to know it wasn't just my driving. A few tyre pressure changes can make all the difference. We were really competitive in this race, and actually my fastest lap of 1:35.3 looks like it could have been good enough to challenge for a top 5 had we just qualified a little bit higher on the grid. So yeah, a big step forward in ACC for me this week, and what's even more encouraging was that it was a higher split. I was car number 26 and I finished 7th. That is a big gain. And once again, I've got to say thank you to you, the viewers. It was your comments, your tips, your support that made me give this another go, and boy am I feeling more confident about it now. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the grid very soon. Cheers for now.